10 years ago, I was out here on my Sportster riding around on Route 66, and I got outside of Oatman, Arizona, right around mile marker 21, and I looked off in the desert about a mile off of Boundary Cone, right by the little rock Boundary Cone Mountain. I saw an American flag waving in the wind, and I was like, oh, that's cool. And I saw a little gravel road with rocks, and so I had the little sporty, so I took it off-roading like a dirt bike, rode down the hill on the gravel road, then I climbed up the rocks to the American flag. Turned out that it was a war memorial for the Korean War. It was done up kind of nice. It was a memorial and it had stone pedestals, a couple of stairs, and anyways, it was pretty impressive. It had a couple little solar lights, had a little box where you could write down your name or leave a donation or whatever for it. And you could tell it was kind of makeshift, but it was done really nice in the middle of the desert out there. I thought it was pretty cool, and as you can see, I took these pictures, and these pictures I took personally 10 years ago. After doing research, I learned that this memorial for the Korean War was built by Charles, they call him Uncle Charlie Hicks. He was a local 80-year-old veteran from Kingman, Arizona, I believe, right around the way, and he had served himself in the Korean War. In late 2009, he decided to build a memorial for his late brother-in-law. He was a World War II veteran. He had died several years prior. He finished the memorial in March of 2010, and then Uncle Charlie, as he was called, decided to rededicate the memorial to all U.S. veterans, with a special shout out to his fellow Korean War vets. And of course, many of these men died so others may live. The memorial was constructed of almost entirely rocks that Hicks himself had found and salvaged from the surrounding deserts. He cemented them together, and they said he used 18 bags of cement to get it all built and put together. On top of the pedestal, and it kind of had the stairs going up to it there, he cemented several pieces of ammunition that he collected over the years, bullets and whatnot. It's pretty cool. So I took my dad up there a few days ago, and we went to look for it. And I couldn't find it. And I seen a couple little makeshift crosses, and then I saw some smaller kind of graves for other people. They were all scattered about on that same rock cliff right there off mile marker 21 on Route 66. But I didn't see the original one for the Korean War Memorial. And I was thinking, where did this go? And I couldn't even see the remnants of it, which was crazy. So I went back home and I started researching it. And I went back on my Facebook and looked at the pictures because I knew I had them. And I was like, yeah, that's not there anymore. I mean, it was just beautiful. Just like how I remembered it in the pictures was how I envisioned it in my head and wanted to show my dad. Anyways, long and the short of it is, I go back and I find out online that people had complained about it. And there was people that said, evidently, that because it had a cross on it, that it wasn't representative of all veterans, but only Christian veterans. Therefore, it was prejudicial. Now, it says on it, for all veterans of the Korean War who died in the Korean War. So this is freaking ridiculous. Now, at the same time, I found that it was actually removed. As I continued to research, I found a quote from the government. And this is an exact quote I'm going to read to you from the Bureau of Land Management. While the memorial is for veterans, it is important for all concerned to know that the Bureau of Land Management Kingman Field Office means no disrespect to veterans and fully understand that at times the public would like to construct a memorial or shrine to offer homage to those who have given their lives for the freedom we all enjoy. Whoever this guy's name is, Sanchez, speaking on behalf of the BLM. This is precisely why Congress approved memorials that represent the sentiments of this country for all of our men and women in uniform. Individuals considering building a structure on BLM land would need to go to the BLM office with a proposal and apply for an authorization, says Sanchez. Such structures are guided by a federal land use permit under 43 Code of Federal Regulations 2920. Now, if you ask me, the federal government has 2,920 regulations. That's about 2,920 too many, if you ask me. Now, this is ridiculous. This is in a desert where they let you pretty much do whatever you want. I mean, have makeshift trailer parks, have freaking meth labs, have squatters communities that have no plumbing and sewage or any leash lines or anything. I mean, this is ridiculous. This is the middle of the desert. There's art projects in the desert. There's all kinds of stuff. And for the fact that the BLM and the government would take this down and destroy what this 80-year-old man worked so hard to build is ridiculous. It's offensive. And frankly, if anybody feels motivated, write the government, write the field office of the BLM in Kingman. Tell them this is absolutely ridiculous. I'm sure they're not going to do anything about it, But quite honestly, as you can probably tell, this pisses me off. To conclude, the government has no business in our lives. It's gotten more and more every year after year where the government wants to have more control and more say on the people that pay their bills, pay their salary. Us as taxpayers pay their salary, okay? So these guys work for us. Like I said in the video when I was talking to the owner of Bar 247 out in the Lucerne Valley, you know, they get it backwards. These judges, these cops, the government, they get it backwards. They think that we work for them, not the other way around. This is ridiculous. It's time something's done about this. It needs to stop. The government needs to stay out of our business, allow us to do what we need to do. Now, I get it. You need to step in if it's for someone's personal safety, sure. But when it's an 80-year-old veteran, war veteran, that made it so they could even have a field office here, and you're telling him he can't go put up a memorial for other war veterans in the middle of the desert, not bothering anybody, that he's built with an American flag, with LED lights, with a cross, with the ammunition, with the bags of concrete, everything that he did to build this, and you're saying that he can't do this because it's against 43 Code of the Federal Regulations 2920? Give me a break. This is ridiculous.
Are you all my personal?
I apologize for the rant, but I felt this needed to be said. Someone needed to speak up about it. And frankly, I came out here and thinking I would do a nice video about this beautiful war memorial, and to come to find out that it's not there because of someone pisses me off. Anyways, the miles don't matter. Have a great day.